I got free time. A while ago, I made a video about TV shows or movies that were either stuck on VHS, stuck on DVD, and in my opinion deserved a Blu-ray or even a 4K release. Well, I did promise that there was going to be a part two, and this is part two. This is TV shows and television specials. Um, Disclaimer, I might be talking about some subjects or some topics that some people might not be comfortable with nowadays, but it's just my opinion. These are just shows and specials that I have a fascination for, that I enjoy, that I like. So, I'm just put out that disclaimer, and so let's begin. Okay, one of them is one of my favorite childhood shows, Guinness World Records Prime Time. This aired on Fox for like 4 years, 3 seasons from like 98, I think, to 2001. Now, the fact that this show is, I think it was owned by Fox or Elemento Productions, but I think it's owned by Fox. But because it was owned by Fox, which is now owned by Disney, that might prevent it from being released. But since it was a Fox show and was made years before the Disney merger, I I don't think it's impossible that I don't know, someone like Shout or I don't know, Kino Lober or even Mill Creek or Terrorvision, or I don't know who out there releases television shows, but um oh, I think Arrow is doing a deal with Disney, so maybe this could work for one of those things. So that's the first one. Number two, oh, get your controversy ready, but I don't care. It's the new Scooby and Scrappy Doo show, aka the new Scooby Doo Mysteries. Yes, yes, Scrappy is in it. Be quiet. Okay. Of all of the Scooby Doo shows which have not been released on DVD or Blu ray, this is one of them. Well, technically two of them. It's the exact same thing where it's Scooby, Shaggy, Scrappy, and Daphne going on adventures and mysteries. However, this one, as opposed to the Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo show, where it was previously like 3 7-minute episodes, this time it's two 10-minute episodes. And they have slowly been releasing them on DVD. One of the episodes, Ghosts of the Ancient Astronauts, which featured guest appearances by Fred and Velma, was on the Scooby Doo Return to Zombie Island, and in my opinion, was the only good thing about that disc. So, yeah, this show has been treated very unfairly. I don't know what is holding it up. I believe it was restored. I believe it's being shown on MeTV Toon, so I don't see what the problem is. It could easily either a Warner Home Video or a Warner Archive. I think it's time that Scrappy comes back, and if they are worried about the controversy, then just call it the new Scooby Doo Mysteries, okay? Number three, Everybody Loves Raymond. This one like stretched out their 20 to 25 episodes per season onto 5 discs. And so as a result, there's only like 4 or 5 episodes per disc. And the last season, which was 16 episodes, had 4 episodes to a disc. Um, Also, the intro, I believe, is cut out. And according to several people, I think it was either the 6th or 7th season finale about the wedding where Amy and Robert got married. It only runs for 31 minutes, while as on TV it ran for 42 minutes. And there was probably music that got cut out and licensing and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if it's been restored now. who owns it right now? I think either either CBS owns it, or maybe even WB, because I think HBO owns it a little bit. Number four, whose line is it anyway? This show really only aired like 5 seasons, but there was so much unused footage that it got season 6, season 7, and season 8. And so far, only the first season has been released on DVD, and a 10 episode, well, 11 episode best of all of the other episodes. There has to be there has to be at least 100 hours of programming, because they would always try to air like 90 minutes worth of stuff to broadcast. And so that's why you've got some parts where they were able to get 4 or 5 episodes out of sometimes, and then there are some where they could only get 1 episode out of. Who knows? Maybe that other stuff is garbage, but from what I've heard, a lot of it is entertaining. The Robin Williams episode, for example, um, it's probably hysterical. Kathy Griffin did a greatest hits where she sang like blues, and I think she sang like Scottish music or something. Um, Also, there's a lot of like poorly edited. It was poorly. There's a lot of like poor. There's a lot of stuff that's like censored for U.S. audiences, and uh, so there was one episode in season 8 where Ryan's entire hoedown verse was completely. It didn't air, but it aired overseas. So yes, I'm talking about the U.S. version with Drew Carey as the host. We can get to the Aisha Tyler episodes later, but first let's do the Drew Carey ones. Um, Sorry. Number five. This show is way out of print, and it desperately needs a major upgrade in living color. It probably won't be able to be released because of all of the music licensing and copyrights and parodies, but I mean, you should be able to figure that out. Um Again, I think Shout Factory could do a pretty good job with this, even if it was just released. It's already been released on DVD, but it was so butchered and chopped up on DVD that it makes even the good seasons look terrible, and it makes season 5 look even worse. Um, Speaking of Shout Factory, Mad TV. Um, Warner Brothers released the first season of Mad TV, and then Shout Factory had a deal to release seasons 2 through 5 on DVD. But as of this recording, like seasons 2 and I think season 2 was released immediately, and then season 3 and 4 were released in the same year, and then nothing happened. I don't know whether it was low sales or if it was music claims or whatever the reason was with season 5, but I would like to see seasons 5 through 14 all. Heck, I'd like to see the original seasons. Give them, even if you don't include like bloopers, or if you don't include like unaired sketches, which I know there were tons of sketches that probably never aired, but it would be like really cool, especially some of the song parodies, a lot of the song parodies. They did a lot of sketches. Some of them probably have not aged well because they take aim at celebrities that they took aim at celebrities that were in the news, like Britney Spears, Bill Cosby, Anna Nicole Smith, who else? Probably Pamela Anderson, Jennifer Love Hewitt. They took aim at a lot of people. So that's a show I'd like to see get a Blu-ray, or at least finish the DVD series. Number seven, How I Met Your Mother. This one is weird. It was by 20th Century Fox, so again, if some studio wants to release this, I'm sure they can, because it aired on CBS and it was made before the Disney merger, so I can't. And yeah, maybe there might be some music licensing issues, but I don't get why season 4 was able to be released on Blu-ray, but none of the other seasons, especially how we know that there was like 20 minutes chopped out of the finale that included like Robin Sparkles and stuff like that. So that's one I would like to see get released on Blu-ray, especially because it's weird that only one season is released on Blu-ray. Number 8, A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Tom Ruker After working on the new Scooby and Scrappy-Doo show, New Scooby-Doo Mysteries, and 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, then did this show where it was kind of a throwback to the original series. But it also contained a lot of like Tex Avery, like eye popping out and breaking the fourth wall. There was a lot of music in it. It was kind of like a parody slash tribute of the original show. So seasons 1 through 4 are released on DVD, but what the heck? I mean, I think they're restored, and I don't think there's anything wrong with them. So Warner Archive and Warner Home Entertainment are releasing Hanna-Barbera television shows, so why not this one? It's Controversy O'Clock. Okay, World's Wildest Police Videos, hosted by John Bennell, Sheriff John Bennell. Um, I'm sure I'm sure you all can say hours of opinions about police, and I probably could too. However, and yes, part of it, the parts that haven't aged well about how people are arrested for having marijuana, yes, that hasn't aged well. But apart from that, I mean, most of the time when they're chasing criminals, the criminals are, well, being dangerous and scary and trying to, like, run over people or trying to, like, beat up people or whatnot, or stealing things. Filmrise has released this on YouTube and Tubi and maybe some other channels as well. And they honestly look really good, but I mean, why not? I'd like to see them on even Blu-ray, where I'm sure some of the VHS quality of some of those chases might not look great, but I'm sure it could always look great, or I'm sure it could always look good. Speaking of which, a sister show that also aired on Fox, Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction, hosted by Jonathan Frakes or James Brolin. This one was, I don't know how you describe the show. What it was they would show you 5 stories. Some of them were true and some of them were fake, and you had to decide whether or not some of them were true. Like, um, someone spray painting "Remember Pearl Harbor" in graffiti all around a school, or a Ouija board that had it revealed that it made someone disappear, or someone writing a book about how a ship called the Titan was a big ocean liner that got hit by an iceberg years before the Titanic came out. So you had to decide whether or not they were true or false, and then at the end they would reveal. This show has only gotten one DVD, season one, and as far as I know, it's out of print. No idea. I'm assuming maybe it was low sales or something, but this show has gotten a resurgence in popularity, so I feel like, yeah, it should get a release. 1 second. What? I'm the only one that's gonna drink this. Number 11, the show Titus, hosted by Christopher Titus. Um, this show, the show looks for the most part okay, but it's out of print. So like I was able to get copies for like 130, 140, maybe even like $150. So as far as I know, there's no music licensing issues that I can think of. It was canceled due to uh I think controversy or maybe even low ratings, but there's no like music issues or copyright claims that I can think of, at least. Plus, you could include a bonus feature where Christopher Titus did like 2 reunion specials. So that's one. Number 12. Um this show never got a, maybe it did, I don't know. Maybe it might have gotten a DVD release of its first season, I think. But with the reboot coming out right now, it would be a great time for Disney to release the original series, Wizards of Waverly Place. Again, I don't know. I don't think it's because of music issues. I don't know what the reason is. It's probably Disney, so they probably don't want to release it, but I think they should. I mean, they're releasing like Star Wars and Loki right now on Blu-ray, so I mean, why not? You could release Wizards of Waverly Place. Next up, another Disney show, Recess. I love this. I watched this show a lot, and I never really was like a huge Recess fan, but it's amazing how this show has like it's really entertaining and it's aged very well. I don't think there's any music claims. I don't think there's any copyright issues, so they've just like been released a few parts on like two or three DVDs and not even close to even a complete season. So that's what I find odd. Okay, number 14, another show where only one season of it is released on Blu-ray, Two Broke Girls. Um Kat Dennings, Beth Bears, Matthew Moy, Jennifer Coolidge, um and a bunch of other stuff. Um I like Whitney Cummings much more as a writer than as a, well, talker. Um, so yeah, this one, yeah, they released the first season on Blu-ray. I think it might have been Warner Brothers that released it. So, well, why not release the remaining five seasons on Blu-ray? I mean, it's not music issues. It's not. I don't think it's controversy. It's like just get off your butt and release it. Number 15, another Disney show. However, this one aired on ABC and it aired in like and it probably won't be able to air, but the reason why I want this one released was because it only released two of its five seasons, and that show is My Wife and Kids with Damon Wayans, with Tisha Campbell, with George O. Cord Jr. Uh what is that girl's name? Jen something Jennifer Freeman or something? I don't know. But yeah, I always loved the show. I always thought it was really funny. Franklin Aloysius. Um, who's that guy? There was that big guy who Calvin. He was funny. Cat Williams as Bobby Shaw. That was funny. The nah. I thought that was always really funny. So yeah, the two seasons have been released on DVD. No idea why the final seasons were never released on DVD. I feel like, I mean, why not at this point? If you're worried about losing money, then just do like manufacturer on demand or something, or do some special. I don't know. There has to be some reason. Now we're gonna get into the specials. Now this one kind of is a combination of both. It's both a TV show and it's also a series of specials. And that is Breaking the Magician's Code, Magic's Biggest Secrets Finally Revealed. Now, it aired five specials, but then it aired a season of 13 episodes. Um, the VHSs, this was really the first four were released on VHS, but it was never released on DVD officially, as far as I know. Um, yeah, I don't think there was like copyright music being used, and if it was released on VHS, then you should be able to still release the content. And VHS has also included like additional illusions that were never seen on television, like turning a woman in a painting into an actual lady, a trick called Noah's Ark, a trick called the Cannon and the Crate. Um, I'm sure there's tons of other illusions that were included as well. So that's one. Look, the controversy is done, okay? I don't think anyone is super angry that Valentino revealed these secrets. I don't think anyone is upset. Um Another series of specials where the first three were released on VHS years ago. World's Scariest Police Chases. The first one was hosted by Peter Coyote, or narrated by Peter Coyote, and two through six were hosted by Sheriff John Bennell. Um, Despite how you feel about cops, I mean, for the most part, these are criminals that are fleeing from the cops, running at like 100 miles an hour, bumping into people, like breaking all kinds of driving laws. So despite how you feel about cops, it's like these are people that are running on purpose, that don't care. So, in some cases, underage, in other cases, drunk, in some cases, angry. One person said that they ran because they panicked, stuff like that. Number three, these, this is like kind of a twofer because it's pretty much the same thing. Three of these, okay? Three of these were released on VHS. So these are Busted on the Job, Roman numeral 1 through 4, and the spiritual successor called Busted Everywhere. These were hosted by Mark, or narrated by Mark Thompson, and they all have really fun dialogue. Like it's not trying to like scare you, but it's more like trying to like make you laugh or like be snarky and also kind of maybe make you grossed out because there's like um hmm let's see, what's an example. There's one of the cases is like someone who's like driving, who's like carrying hay, so they would smoke a cigarette and then they would throw the bud onto the hay, and then the haystack would always catch on fire. So yeah, there was another time, or on Busted Everywhere, there was like this crossing guard lady, but she would like drink a bunch like when she was supposed to be on her job. Like this was during the day, just like chugging. Um, let's see what else. There's other ones where there's like a 911 operator was saying, "Who the beep do you think you are?" And it originally it seemed like this was just a lady who was like attacking this woman who was upset that people were breaking into her house, when really it was over a civil dispute and about like a divorce and something. So she like didn't think it was worthy of the cops to come over because it didn't seem like a situation for the cops. She got suspended for 1 day and then she was back on as a and she got like an award, the Silver Tongued Award or whatever. This is another one, uh World's Greatest Magic 1 through 5. I don't get why this was never released on VHS, why it's not on DVD, why it's not on Blu-ray. Um, for the most part, most of this uses like public domain music. There's only like two instances where they do not use public domain music, and one of them was made specifically for this magician. The other one is some song called like Hello by the Cars, like Hello, Hello again. That's my terrible impression. Um, rest in peace, all three of these hosts. The first one was hosted by Robert Urich. The second one was hosted by Alan Thicke, and the third, fourth, and fifth were hosted by John Ritter. Um, so yeah, I'd like to see all of these released. They were like, I think they were like 2 hours each, 2 hours with commercials, so it's like 90 minutes. So you could probably do like two or three of them onto a disc, maybe. Okay, now let's get into it. The big thing. This one will probably never. This one will probably sadly never happen, and it's all because of money issues, or it's all because of music issues and music copyright claims. So this would take decades to sort out, and that is something I never watched as a kid because it was before my time and the CBS often never re-aired it, but I did catch two of them, The Great Escapes and Tornado of Fire, and that is The Magic of David Copperfield. This aired like 19 specials, I think, but two of them were like best ofs. There was David Copperfield 15 Years of Magic, and then there was David Copperfield The Great Escapes. Not only is it probably huge, almost impossible because they used so much copyrighted music. Johnny Clegg, it used Bonnie Tyler, it used Chubby Checker, it used Phil Collins, Genesis, it used, I think it said it used the Aliens or Alien soundtrack for one. John Williams music. It uses so much music, which, but I do know that some of that music was able to get cleared for the 15th anniversary special. So maybe there's a possibility. It probably will never happen, but that is my wish. So anyway, I would like you to comment down below what are TV shows and what are some TV specials that you would like to see get released on DVD or Blu-ray. Um it'd be funny if did have Super Bowls ever been released on Blu-ray? Anyway, there you go. Hope this was slightly entertaining. That's my 15 shows and my 5 specials. Hopefully this list will be reduced by next year. It probably won't, but hey, I can dream. Bye.